Have you ever thought about how insane this is? Buying $1 million home, 5 feet away from strangers you barely know and barely ever will know because they're going to be gone in 5 or 10 years, because no one dreams of a suburban life or a suburban house for their whole life. Furthermore, you end up working jobs across the city from each other, disparate jobs. There's no shared aim or shared purpose. And worst of all is you're paying for cars, you're paying for appliances, you're paying for childcare and elder care and all of these things by yourself. And this individualistic dream of working a middle class job and raising a family by yourself, this dream is dead. It's not attainable for my generation. And furthermore, a lot of people in my generation saw this dream crumbling before their own eyes as their parents had less and less friends. We have less and less meaning, less and less identity, and we grow up in this atomized world of social media. Right now, I see something changing, and I think the future of living, of housing developments is going to be built around tribes. And in fact, if I was going to build a housing development right now, this is the way I would build it, is building it around a shared school, a shared, community gathering place. And then not just letting anyone buy a house, but in fact, letting people organize tribes, organize teams, organize communities, and then settle within a housing development. So therefore, we can live within a village. And in this presentation today, I want to explain to you why and this idea of may the best tribes win and my vision for the future. So the tribe as an organism. This is super interesting, is that up until very recently, we've always lived in tribes, and these tribes generally competed against each other or competed against the world for the success of the tribe. Very recently, the tribe has blown up into nation states of hundreds of millions of people that you don't actually feel kindred with, you don't share a myth or an ideal with. And in general, it has become every man for himself. Now, tribes are the solution. They always have been, and we will return to tribes. It's just how can we return to them in an updated model, right? Me personally, I love individualism. I love personal excellence and distinction and celebrating that in others. But also, I appreciate communitarianism, right? How can we share and provide mutual support, belonging, and actually work as a cooperative team towards higher goals? This is the tribe as an organism, and every organ in the tribe has a function. Think about this. The most entrepreneurial men and women, they're kind of like the eyes and the hands of the tribe. They're the hunting party that goes out to build economic engines and build value for the world. Perhaps the tribe gets really good at building the best organic cafe, social club, sauna, cold plunge center, and hostel in the world, world class at it, right? And you build a tribe around that. All of a sudden, the tribe takes on an identity and an ideal, we are the social club builders, or maybe you build regenerative ecosystems in agriculture, and then you position that as the tribe's model of development, right? You can think about the Amish. They're very good at building houses and carpentry. You could think about, old samurai villages were very good at maybe producing tea or silk or something like this. The tribe becomes known for some kind of craft, right? Furthermore, there's other organs within the tribe that develop. And I notice this in my online community of over 100 members that filters into my real life community of 5 to 7 members right now, is that needs arise, like cooking and cleaning, or needs arise for a different type of leadership position within the online community. And all of a sudden a new organ is formed, basically. Someone rises. And this is the cool thing, is if you start building tribes that are competitive, right? You think about the tribe as building an organism that's hyper competitive in the outer environment and internal environment. What this demands is you start thinking about how do you elevate the entire culture of the tribe, because the culture itself is what is going to prevail in the long run. Think about this, is there's organs that run for childcare, right? There's an organ for the Boy Scouts program and early rites of passage and the initiation program. There's the academy for ongoing and lifelong education. There's things like, mutual aid and the carpentry guild and whatever is happening inside of the tribe. And the whole tribe, the leadership of the tribe should be aimed at how do you make the tribe super competitive to gain more resources, reputation, honor, and excellence in the outer community. And how can you celebrate that individually in each person in the tribe? So essentially my model and my presentation to you is that internally you're creating a culture of individualism and communitarianism, right? So inside the tribe, it's we have mutual support. right? We support each other. We are generous with each other, right? And this just comes because we're naturally bonded. The tribe is highly filtered, right? And you have real security that doesn't depend on the government or a job you can lose tomorrow. The most resilient safety net in the entire world is your community, the people you have with you, because it is together that we can survive any storm. So, and then externally, as a tribe, you compete in the capitalistic world, you compete in the environments around you, and this is actually the most effective survival strategy for any group of people. This is why the Mennonites keep expanding, the Amish, the Jews, the Mormons, they all keep expanding because they have an internal economy, they have internal sharing, they're kind of insular in a sense, right? This is powerful. You compete together against people who are competing by themselves. And this will allow more resources to pour back into the tribe so that not everyone has to become a freaking hunter. Not everyone is meant to be a hunter. Some people are supposed to do art and beauty. Some people are supposed to do internal development of, architecture or housing. Some people are meant to raise the children, right? So this is why as a tribe, you can start valuing things different than just how much money can someone make, because that's basically all we start valuing in this atomized individualistic age. And guess who really understood this? The Vikings, right? This is a really interesting case study here, is that when a Viking would come back from a raid with ships full of gold, they just raided France, they're all celebrating, singing, drinking songs on the boat, whatever, right? You know what the Vikings and the captain of the ship would spend the money on? He would throw a lavish feast when he got back so he could tell his stories, right? When you live in a tribe that has higher ideals than just pure capitalism, I like capitalism, but we need higher ideals than capitalism. And when you have that, all of a sudden people actually prioritize honor within the community, like over gold, right? So the Viking would throw this feast because it would boost his reputation. He would have more status in the tribe, more respect, more honors, more leadership positions. This is very similar to, Native American tribes and tribes all across the world, as they had a culture of honor and respect. And this is what men sought to achieve, not just riches, right? And this is the operating system we need to reinstall. When you're naturally in a community, people will value things like status, honors, excellence, whatever the community isolates as an ideal. That's what men will strive for rather than just individual riches. And the crazy thing is I really do believe that if we build like really powerful and inspiring tribes that aren't just like return to nature subsistence farming and aren't like, far off radical communities or hippie communes, but if you build a tribe that's like, we are producing value, we are competitive in the entrepreneurial world, we have this internal culture that's awesome. People are creative. They meditate well. They are striving for excellence together. We're creating a culture of excellence together. Holy shit. If you create that, you're going to attract like really awesome people to your tribe. And then we can also help more tribes form, and then we can have this patchwork of tribes. And I think this is the future. And if people, start building these tribes, and then you start partnering with the housing developments going up that are building for this. And I'm already doing this. I'm talking to so many landowners that, are building, community land projects. And if you're one of them, reach out to me. Also, if you want to join like a core team and you think you got what it takes, also reach out to me, or just join the Retribalize app, which is all this is for. So basically, this is the new operating system I'm kind of saying here is like, instead of trying to think about institutional changes in our society, like how do we build a new healthcare system? How do we, build houses that are better and more natural materials? Or how do we build like new agricultural systems? It's like install the new operating system and all those problems get solved. And the operating system is building tribes. If we built tribes, like you don't really need health insurance. You have mutual aid amongst the entire tribe, right? If you built tribes again, not everyone is going to have this like enormous scarcity problem, right? Because you can really celebrate entrepreneurs who are kicking ass and taking names in the world and bringing back a bit of resources or a tithe to the tribe, right? So the new operating system is that at the individual level within our tribe, in the Retribalize project, what I recommend for people is really promoting and looking for sovereignty, excellence, and personal responsibility. It's very important that people are not dissolved into a collective. In fact, the will to distinction and honor is very vital in the type of tribe I think will be most successful, right? On the tribal level, there's sharing, there's loyalty, there's mutual support. It's basically like an extended family. And inside of an extended family, you share a bit more, right? And at the intertribal level, this is where like competition becomes very fierce, trade, differentiation. And this is actually a good thing. Like competition and scarcity are good things because they make a tribe conform to virtue, essentially, right? If you think about, some of these ancient philosophers like Plato, like Ibn Khaldun, Machiavelli, even when they wrote about what creates virtue in a society, they all recognize that it is responsibility. The more responsibility and pressure put on a tribe from the outside, the more virtue that tribe the more virtuous that tribe will become. We see this with startups, right? In a startup culture, people generally like work really hard. They're very disciplined. The startup takes on a meritocracy of sorts and really clear communication and a demand for clear cooperation because there's 12 competitors literally coming to devour that startup. And because of that, there's this pressure to conform into a highly mobile, highly cohesive, almost dangerous unit. This is the same thing in very successful societies and communities of the past. Is the more pressure you have on you to be cooperative and to perform well, all of a sudden individuals become more virtuous. It is when we're overly maybe successful and lazy, and prosperous that there's a lot of degeneracy that generally happens. So what I'm saying is why the best tribes win is actually a great thing, because this external competition demands that the culture takes on a higher level of importance. So let me explain that for real quick here. Where is that? Okay. So competition forces the higher tribe. So if you think about it, an enlightened person or someone who's maybe of a higher like spiritual consciousness, right? They're embodying their higher self, or they're closer to maybe the divine or whatever God you worship, right? Would you say that they're closer to their higher selves? True or false? Well, if there's a higher version of you, what I propose here is there's a higher version of the tribe, right? And the tribe that embodies its higher self, its best collective version, that tribe wins across time because it becomes the most competitive, right? So there's the tribe that wins across time is a tribe that's discovered something hidden in the fabric of reality itself and about how humans are meant to organize. This has already been discovered in the business world. If you think about it, businesses have been competing ruthlessly for centuries. Hence, we get business and organizational structures and these protocols literally down to a T. It's almost scientific right now. If you read like Alex Hormozy, some of these great business gurus, they almost have it down to a science, and they all pretty much agree to each other on fundamental principles. The same exact thing could happen with a tribal organization, except it's more complex, it's more human, and therefore it's more interesting. You're not just hiring based off someone's like level of agency and autism. You're hiring people like based off, like a diversity of excellences. What's the quality of their heart, their character? What are they really good at? Oh, we need that part of life. We need a leader in that part of life, right? So building a tribal organization that is competitive is super important, because that competition and that demand on the tribe will demand that the tribe becomes the higher tribe, right? So to give you an example of, where's a good example of this? For instance, right? The tribe that lets in like unqualified outsiders, that tribe is going to fail. The tribe that allows mediocrity to go unchallenged, they get outcompeted. The tribe with weak leadership and suffocating micromanagement and overly egalitarian positions, they become inefficient and they collapse. The tribe without emotional intelligence and wise, leadership and organization inevitably leads to factions and leadership politics. So this is often what my channel is talking about, is how do we actually organize teams? What's the correct balance of hierarchy and, egalitarianism, freedom and authority? And I think my vision of the future is there's many tribes, right? Like you get to test your theories on how to organize people into a competitive team that supports human flourishing at the highest levels. I have my thoughts about it. You have your thoughts about it. And there's probably many working models that can exist. And this is why I think may the best tribes win. If we can build teams that expand residencies, that filter highly aligned people and families together, and go into housing units built around the tribe and think about the tribe as a competitive organism that's building awesome shit into the world and getting really good at a craft and an ideal. And that craft and ideal form the tribe's identity. Like, we run the coolest social club and health center in the freaking world, and it supports the tribe. And it's also the filter into the tribe. And as the tribe expands and generations pass, people can leave the tribe to go join different tribes, and each tribe differentiates itself the same way that each person has differentiated themselves in this age of individualism and the internet. I see the next age as the age of decentralization, city-states, and tribes, and that's what we're moving to. And this is why we started Retribalize, right? This entire channel and project is dedicated to building the towns and the communities of the future. Like I said, I have 7 guys already out here with me, probably 10 or 15 joining us in Arizona, and we have an app for you. It's retribalize.ai to find your initial co-founders, to find the families in your area that want to go the distance with you, to find the most aligned people in the world, and it's free. So come jump on our app, retribalize.ai, and yeah, also there's a link below if you want to join the cohort to be working with other land owners and people trying to start residencies in the tribes of the future. Let me know your thoughts about the higher tribe and the tribes of the future. Peace.